Good morning. Arthur Offaly speaking on behalf of the Arthur Offaly Foundation. Now, I think it's time now to let the public know how I have been treated by those corrupt band of scum who are supposed to uphold law and order in Northern Ireland, which is supposed to be part of the UK. I have been fighting for justice for the past 44 years to get answers as to why my pure unarmed father was murdered. After all that time, I now know the names of the Sinn Féin IRA scum who murdered my father. I also know that there was collusion between Sinn Féin IRA, the RUC PSNI Special Branch, and a unit of the British Army called the FRU. That is the Forces Research Unit, whose job is to recruit informers. The authorities know who killed my father, but did nothing about it. They do not want to open up a can of worms and let the whole world know what type of a dirty war they were fighting here in Belfast. Those 5 Sinn Féin IRA scum tried to justify murdering my father by trying to slander his good name, which is a practice of Sinn Féin IRA. They have used it in many times in many of their murders, but after many years of searching, I cleared his good name by myself with no help from any of those so-called agencies that were supposed to be there to help victims. And it was 44 years well spent just to prove those low-life scumbags from Sinn Féin IRA and their paedophile pervert leaders, one in particular with the family he has, he can talk about nobody. This so-called politician, now a TD in Dublin, left Belfast very quickly after the scandal in his family. He should hang his head in shame. I have already done all the hard work in my father's case. I have had private meetings with some of the most ruthless and sadistic killers in all of the 44 years of murders in Belfast. I have also travelled to some safe houses to have private meetings with some 5 top members of Sinn Féin IRA and also some special branch who disagree with the RUC policy. When I put my life on line many times, one man in particular I will always be grateful to his dark accused. We had 2 meetings and that man told me exactly what happened to my father and that it was a mistake and should never have happened. He also gave me the breakdown of Sinn Féin IRA, the 5-man Army Council, named them all, the 6-man ISU Nothing Squad, the Internal Security Unit members, all were agents for the FRU, that's the Forces Research Unit of the British Army. He also named a politician who was the IRA Hawk, also an MI5 agent for over 25 years, and is still to the present day. Also an MI5 agent codenamed Kingfisher, the Fisher of Men. I have his name also. Also RUC Special Branch agents, all members of Sinn Féin IRA, and I have their code numbers. I have all their names also. He also gave me the names of the RUC Special Branch and the FRU handlers. We had agreed to have all the meetings, but unfortunately Dargy died. His health was not great, and I for one had a lot of respect for that man and for the other men I have also met and who have helped me out. But it was necessary if I had to find out who murdered my father. After all, I gave him my promise that I would sort his case out, and I did. Now, with all this information, I went to the Ombudsman and the HCT, who I was led to believe was a complete independent body. Now, after many years, the Ombudsman, the HCT, the corrupt RUC, PSNI, all know who were involved in the murder of my father, but will not arrest him because all 5 Sinn Féin IRA men were all police informers, paid by the British Army and the RUC Special Branch, and I am 100% sure of my facts. A breakdown of the five-man gang of Sinn Féin was: three were Special Branch informers, the other two were dual RUC Special Branch and FRU informers. FRU is short for the Forces Research Unit, a branch of the British Army who specialise in recruiting informers to murder innocent members of the public and who are answerable to no one. And that is why the Sinn Féin ARA man who murdered my father was also the top FRU informer, codenamed Steakknife. He cannot be brought to justice because it would implicate the whole of the British government. Now, the British Army and the corrupt RUC, PSNI, Special Branch, all three are involved right up to their necks in the mass murder of innocent men, women and children in Northern Ireland for over 40 years. The informer who murdered my father was head of the ISU Nutting Squad of Sinn Féin ARA, but also worked as a top agent for the British state, paid by the British government. His code name was Steakknife. The informer appeared in the High Court in Belfast on charges of perjury. He was reported to the RUC by the RUC Chief Constable, who said the matter is not capable of police investigation on the rulings of Lord Chief Justice Cardwell. After writing to the Attorney General in Belfast, this informer lied in court. Sir Q. Ord, the Chief Constable at the time, had already confirmed that he was a FRU informer, codenamed Steakknife, and because of that, he is untouchable by the police or the courts. The order came direct from London. Shortly after that, the Chief Constable, Sir Q. Ord, was moved to London. The informer named Steakknife, his case was raised in the Stevens inquiry on the 19th of December 2005, but the inquiry passed away back to the RUC and said that it was their job to sort it out. Nothing has ever happened. Then you get our Chief Constable Matt Baggett on UTV on the 18th of November 2011 saying, "My colleagues and I are personally professional and protective policing to the people of Northern Ireland. We will treat you fairly and make sure that you and your service at the time that is reasonable, suitable for you when we speak to you. We will always give you the opportunity to voice your concerns. I am a Christian man and I believe in justice." This coming from the mouth of a Chief Constable who let Yobs murder a mother and her disabled daughter, who made 33 phone calls for help to his police force in Leicestershire when he was Chief Constable over there. The mother, Fionnuala Pilkington, and her disabled daughter, Francesca Hardwick, got into their car and settled life at Elite and were burnt to death after years of abuse by use. No one was ever charged. That coming from a so-called Christian Chief Constable who now is in charge of our police here in Northern Ireland. What a hypocrite this man is. Now, I have written to him 8 times about his corrupt police force and the part that they had in the murder of my father. My MP Nigel Dodds also wrote to him twice on my behalf, and still he will not meet me. Yet he has plenty of time to meet his Sinn Féin ARA scum friends, the very people who murdered my father with the help of his corrupt police force. I was also told by a high-ranking member of Sinn Féin ARA that the man who murdered my father was a psychopath, and many in Sinn Féin ARA were afraid of him. He was known to have signed an affidavit to the fact that if anything should happen to him, the signed letter was to be handed over to the media and the world press. Now, a solicitor in Belfast was holding that letter, and I have the name and address of that solicitor. It contains the crimes and murders he was involved in and all those who were involved with him. His handlers both in the FRU and the RUC Special Branch, and also British ministers who he reported to, and also his own ARA leaderships who were involved with him. you can be sure that those Sinn Féin ARA scum working in Stormont and the City Hall are praying that nothing ever happens to him. The corrupt IUC have been involved in my father's case since 1974. It is now 2019. That is 44 years, and they had not come to see me or to bring me up any update of their inquiries. The last time I spoke to them was when my father died at the Royal Victoria Hospital. That was in 1974. Since then, no contact, no ombudsman, no HCT have had any word with me. It is now almost 20 years since nothing has been done. I have now found out the reason why. I had meetings with Al Hutchinson. He was the last ombudsman on the HCT to let me know that I was bringing a journalist over from London to do a story about my father's murder. They both says that that would be okay. 1 week later, my journalist phoned me to say that the HCT sent him a court injunction stating that he was not to do my story and not to enter Belfast. Now, one of the HCT staff, Brian Roberts, also phoned him stating that if he came to Belfast he would be arrested on sight. Also, he received a court injunction from the solicitor of the RUC Special Branch through Informer, codename Stigney, the person who murdered my father, telling him he was not allowed to do the story or set foot in Belfast. This journalist is a British subject and was coming to another part of the UK. So much for human rights. Oh, I forgot, we have no human rights in Belfast, and never have had. Now, my worry is that I never at any time told the Ombudsman or the HCT the name, address or telephone number of my journalist, and I am 100% sure of my facts. And who told the solicitor of the Informer that I was bringing a journalist to do the story? All who gave him, also who gave him the name and address and number of my journalist? The conclusion I come to is that my home telephone was hacked by both the HCT and the RUC. Now, I have accused the Ombudsman and the HCT of colluding with the RUC to have my telephone hacked. There is no other way that they could have got those names, addresses and telephone numbers. After that incident, I have lost all faith in both those independent bodies, those corrupt people who are supposed to uphold law and order and have plenty of time to sort my father's case out. Now I know that that will never happen, not on their watch. The British government, the RUC, Sinn Féin ARA, the Ombudsman, the HCT all said this was a war, so my father, an innocent unarmed man, was murdered by Sinn Féin ARA scum while they held him a prisoner of war. Also, the Geneva Convention states that that was a war crime. So I have been in contact with the War Crimes Commission in The Hague, charging Sinn Féin ARA and their leaderships, Adams, McGuinness and co. as war criminals. I am also charging the British government, the RUC, Special Branch, the HCT, the Ombudsman and all certain MLS Stormont and all members of the legal profession who went out of their way so that the truth of my father's death would never be solved and never reach the courts. As I said at the start of this statement, it has taken me 44 years to get justice for my father, yet those corrupt individuals that I have mentioned all above all have to admit they will not admit their guilt and their part in the killing of thousands of innocent people in the north of Ireland. Just to appease Sinn Féin, so I will not waste my time on those war criminals anymore. We will see that the War Crimes Commission in The Hague has to say about this, and I will be bringing all the official information I have gathered with all the names of those involved in all of the atrocities of the violence and murder of also the value of the information I have received from former members of Sinn Féin IRA will be all with the necessary names I have collected. Justice in Britain must be in a bad state when I, supposed to be a British subject, have to travel to a foreign country to get justice and truth. Who said that Britain was the best in the world? I will be sending a copy of this statement to the War Crimes Commission and also to the European Court of Human Rights. My father deserves justice, and I intend to make sure that he gets it. Now, anyone who would like a tape of this story or any one of my stories can call me on my mobile 07715 921137. Leave your name and address and I will send you a tape free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it can call me on my mobile 07715 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Now watch more of my stories on YouTube, ArthurOfferty.com, YouTube Arthur Offerty, Arthur Offerty Docker, YouTube Jack Spot 2012. That is a tape about the brutal murder of my father by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin IRA led by Freddie Scappaticci on the orders of the British government, the RUC, PSNI and the Special Branch. That Sinn Féin IRA scum Scappaticci carried out their orders on their command. Now my email is arthurrofferty1@gmail.com. Thank you for watching ASNI TV and good morning, and I will see you soon.